Okay, 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 okay. Open, 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 open. My friend climbed on top of me and parted my jaws. The air wet the glands beneath my tongue. I heard a click and pop, the darkness stretching like a wet sheet. Boots and gloves descending all over a gentle testing. Then she straddled, thrust me like a clam, my teeth two ridges round a pit. Okay, she said, plundering my moist dimension. You could see my lungs like flowers. For a long time, I was alone. Okay, I heard in the distance. Footsteps on my epiglottis. Your mom, she said. Your Uncle Steve. The bones of the neighbor's dog and many, many hearts. How we didn't know each other's graveyards. The tall black stones all standing in a row. We made love in the antechamber. But before that, the erotic silence, remember? The crawfish we peeled with plastic gloves through the hot flesh, our lips a blistering red, I implied the grave with the thistle roses. But before the music and all, you smiled. Who could that be but a ghost, I thought. And that's why I asked to see you again, to find out why you haunted me. But before that, at the very start, your eyes flicked open like an accident on the far side of an empty room.
Matau, pro šalį plaukia eisenos ir kartos, ir melsvas ilgesys, ir virpanti kančia, ir džiaugsmas, plazdantis mažyčiais spindulėliais, ir amžių skausmas dėl sudužusių vilčių. O aš, nepasakytas žodis ir šešėlis, širdį nepasakytą žodį aš nešu. Man taip sunku, aš taip norėčiau žodį tarti, tik vieną žodį minioms ir tautoms. Sustotų eisenos, sustotų amžių kartos, sustotų kartos paklausyti jo. Ir virš kalnų, virš marų jis plasnuotų, virš upių tekančių ir neramių versmių, ir ilgesys, ir virpanti kančia sustotų, ir amžių skausmas dėl sudužusių vilčių. A word. It is so difficult for me. I would like so much to utter one word. That unspoken word trembles within me. I see processions, generations gliding past, and a blue longing and shivering suffering, and joy quivering in tiny rays of light, and the pain of eons of shattered hopes. But I am that unspoken word and shadow. I carry that unspoken word in my heart. It is so difficult for me. I would just like to utter that one word. Just one word for the crowds and for the nations. The processions would pause. Time would come to a halt. All the generations would stop and listen. And my word would flutter above the mountains and the seas, above flowing rivers and rough waters, and longing and trembling suffering would cease, and the pain of eons of shattered hope. Okay, and then this is
the scene of the world. The insides of walls, in passing, rotten exhalation, squat toilets smelling like alarm and klaxon, countless walls in passing painted white, trees that mock themselves, bushes that mock each other, the afterimage of the moon and a hazy diffusion of sunlight amongst the many million city stars. In every window and every light, a pacing, captured thing unheeding, bleeding crass merlot across the sliding tile, containers containing walls, that pass away. Once I found myself gliding down a lonely alley. All around me the buildings rose, distant and proud, and I felt I was softly trespassing on the valley of a giant, in soft, uncertain sleep.
Only the strong grasp the blackberry by the root, turn death about on his own doorstep, and say, "There, you old fool, I mastered you. I slipped your mask and showed your human face, and made of you a garland for the flames."
The boy's name is delivered piecemeal across radio waves, each syllable swung bright and loose, rendered in pixels, the rictus gapes across glass. His teeth, like cracked piano keys, slammed into painful refrain and sung up late to the god of mass murder. I am lying on the bathroom floor. Wet tile is like blood-slip linoleum, and I can almost feel him there, sauntering around that empty hotel room. I have heard hymnals pitched against the walls of churches like the chamber boom of rapid recoil from the gun placed at the temple of a child. And it was like that when the rain stopped falling over Paris. Not a slow bleed, more like a loud television clicked off. This one is less sad. This is called Plainsmith.
Can you just tell me which crimes are deep enough for us to build a shrine around it in our memories? Can we still dance inside a carbonized lung and a drunken scar? We're poisoning the roads, and there's red lipstick around my lack of perception. What is this ear's animal? We could just eat a barbecue instead. Make the pig go away with poetry. What is it? Why is it dragging itself to my menstruated voice? Is this just the air, or am I breathing smoked flesh? Somebody told me I should enjoy the bacon between stanzas. I already feel the pig's blood running between my legs. Somehow the pig is growing, replacing the inner child. Now I have the inner pig. The IE painting my nails is asking, what is the ear in your country? I guess time can be part of sovereign power, supreme authority coming from the moon's rotation, just like my menstrual cycle, always messing up with the ocean of nights that burst into mutual understanding. We all speak the same language anyway, but I guess the silences also require translation. I ask you, quais são os crimes que nos permitem construir templo dentro do coração? That's cultural adaptation. If you don't understand, I'll bring some ham. We have a feast. No dumplings inside the eternity of a memory because we have enough meat. And you bring the queen's blood in your shirt. How fashionable of you. And you tell me that no crimes are deep enough for us to build a shrine around it yet. Right?
Yes, I remember Edelstrop, the name, because one afternoon of heat, the express train drew up there unwantedly. It was late June. The steam hissed. Someone cleared his throat. No one left and no one came on the bare platform. What I saw was Edelstrop, only the name, and willows, willow herb and grass, and meadow sweet. She buys up all the eyesores facing her shore and lets them fall. The season's ill. We've lost our summer millionaire, who seemed to leap from an LL Bean catalogue. His 9-knot yawl was auctioned off to lobstermen. A red fox stain covers Blue Hill. And now our fairy decorator brightens his shop for fall, his fishnets filled with orange cork, orange his cobbler's bench and all. There is no money in his work, he'd rather marry. One dark night my Tudor Ford climbed the hill's skull. I watched for love cars. Their lights turned down, they lay together hull to hull, where the graveyard shelves on the town. My mind's not right. A car radio bleats, love, oh careless love. I feel my ill spirit sob in each blood cell as if my hand rid its throat. I myself am hell. Nobody's here. Only skunks that search in the moonlight for a bite to eat. They march on their souls up Main Street. White stripes, moon-struck eyes, red fire, under the chalk-dry and sparse spire of the Trinitarian Church. I sit on top of our back steps and breathe the rich air. A mother skunk with her column of kittens swills the garbage pail, jabs her wedge head in a cup of sour cream, drops her ostrich tail, and will not scare.